Jimmy, obviously, when you came here, you kind of your roles changed after Tolu got hurt. But what's kind of been your mindset when you knew your role was going to change and more minutes were going to be required from you and more production?
Just being more focused. Coming in, Tolo Smith, he a big part of this team. He was a big part, preseason All-American, all that. So I didn't come in trying to replace him or do what he does. I just came in being myself and just knowing that, I got a big responsibility to do until he gets back. So.
We good, Morgan? Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead, Justin.
Andrew, obviously the shot, I guess, not falling as much as you'd like to, but just scored 9 points to get going a little bit. Just the importance of that for you, and then to have you and Shaq coming off the bench, just the importance of veteran leadership and that experience, being able to come in and help things going when maybe the offense isn't working amongst the team.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a big part of my growth throughout, from my freshman all the way to senior year at Marshall, and then coming here and, having to step up and be even more of a leader. Just continuing to be vocal. Communication is key, having the energy, bringing it every day. An everyday guy, like Coach Jans always says. It's part of, growing up and being a leader, and it's a step I'm willing to take.
We'll go to the players left now in the front row, and Steph.
I follow up on that, Andrew. I mean, obviously your shot wasn't falling much in those first couple of games. What was, I guess, your mindset, those first couple of games to keep your confidence up and have a night like tonight?
I feel like, you can't really control the misses. You can control your work ethic and your energy towards the basketball and, looking at the rim and squaring your shoulders up and letting it fly. And trusting, even if you do miss, you got a whole rest of the team, to help you get through the game and, come away with the W.
Jimmy had 14 rebounds tonight. I want to say that's a career high for you.
It is.
It is. That's your second double-digit rebound game this season. I guess what do you kind of attribute that hot start, on the glass this season to?
I just came in. I didn't really have a good rebounding year last year. I feel like so this summer, I worked on just getting good position, getting low on rebounds, and just chasing rebounds, just being relentless on the board. So I've been focusing on.
We'll go back to the players right and Paul.
Early in the second half, Andrew, they cut the lead, I think, to 38-35. What was like you guys ended up outscoring them 43-19 the rest of the way. What was, I guess for both of y'all, what was Coach Jan's message to y'all when they cut the lead to 3?
I feel like energy and effort was a big part of it. We were feeling kind of, dead, kind of like one of those things where we kind of knew we were going to win, and like we kind of had to put our foot on the gas and make sure of that at some point.
We'll go front row middle with David.
At that same point, there's a bit of technical foul, a little tempers flaring there. Did that kind of put a spark back in y'all? Because it seemed like the defense really cranked up. You got a bunch of turnovers, started hitting shots, just making things happen for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of feed off stuff like that. So after that, we got in the huddle. Coach Jans talked to us, and we just got the rolling. So that's just how we operate here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go second row in the back to Ben.
Yeah, Andrew, it seemed like the first half the 3-point shots weren't falling, so the second half you, for the most part, went away from the 3 ball, and it led to a much more efficient offense overall in terms of shooting percentage. Was that sort of by design, or just sort of how things went?
No, I'm not going to stop shooting it. I mean, if I'd have got some more open looks, I'm going to let it fly. I trust everything else that the rest of my team is doing, So they need me to knock down shots, and in order for me to be the best player I can be, I've got to let it fly. So that's what's going to happen.
Got time for a few more for the players. We'll go to Steph, then Danny P, and then Justin to wrap it up.
Jimmy, we've seen, DJ have good plus-minuses every game so far, but, wasn't shooting it that well to start the year. And gets a couple to fall there, the second half. I guess just how big is it for y'all to, have him start knocking down some shots and get going a bit offensively?
DJ, he a big part of the team. And like everybody on the team, whoever has a bad shooting night or the shot's not falling, we just tell them to keep shooting. That's just kind of the support we have around the team, and everybody trusts each other on the team to make the next shot, move on to the next play. So that's just how we get with DJ, and he just kept going.
On that note, for you, Jimmy, and just talk about with Jack and DJ, some of the guys have been around here for a little while, y'all coming in. How much do y'all look to those guys for guidance and leadership?
Yeah, I mean, they've been here, like you said, under Coach Jan, so we kind of came in just want to fit the system, knowing what Coach Jans wants, knowing what he needs on defense, and providing that for him, so we can win games. So,
anything to add, Andy?
Yeah, I agree with that. Just seeing like guys like Tolu in the gym every day, DJ every single day. Shaq works his butt off like on both ends of the court. So like just having models like that definitely raises our level of intensity.
Justin, go ahead and wrap us up.
Andrew, right now there's probably about 5 new guards that are playing at a rate where you guys are deserving of major minutes. And then you have Adrian just right outside pushing for minutes as well. How are you guys as a group sort of handling that logjam amongst you guys?
I feel like just I think we all want to win. I don't think, regardless of who's out there, we realize our potential, realize, if we can be a top 25 team, make it to Sweet 16, Final Four, whatever. Whatever we got to do to get to that point, I think that everybody will be happy with it.
All right, thank you. We'll have Coach Jans here in a second.
Coach, we saw DJ get 8 points there in the second half and kind of start, finding his stroke a bit. I guess just how big is it? We've seen the plus-minus numbers be so good for him. How big is it to kind of get him going a bit offensively?
Yeah, it's big. It started in the second half just to try to jumpstart us, and then we ended the half so poorly we thought we needed to make a slight change to see if we could alter it a little bit. But with him, it's his defense is usually on point. He's a great defensive rebounder. I wish he was a little better offensive rebounder. He had 0 assists and 3 turnovers tonight. But it's just shot selection. I'd rather have him shoot more threes, to be honest with you, rather than the pull-ups. I want to try to get his length downhill and get all the way to the rim, put the defense on their heels, or those catch-and-shoot rhythm threes that he made a couple of today, which is what we want him to do.
We'll go to Coach's right and to Paul in the front row.
I asked Jimmy about this after the game. Obviously, when he transferred here, he had probably a different goal in mind of what his role was going to be. We totally out. What have you seen with Jimmy's mindset, knowing that he was going to have more responsibility early on this season?
That'd be for him more. I haven't changed. I haven't seen a big change in his mindset. He's been pretty businesslike since he's arrived. He's been there, done that kind of guy. There's some things we got to work on. He's not getting low enough in the post, and some guys that aren't as heavy as him are holding their own a little bit, and we got to leverage it a little bit better. He missed a couple short hooks that I thought normally he would make, and he missed a couple free throws that we thought he'd put in as well. But he's logging more minutes, than he's probably used to. He probably didn't expect that. But he's certainly gaining confidence in the system, and our other players and our coaches are gaining confidence in him too.
We'll stay front row right with Justin.
Chris, you guys got Shaq back today. Just went into the decision to stick with Trey in the starting lineup there.
We were 2-0, and Trey been shooting the ball pretty well, so really wasn't much discussion about it.
And then to have a senior guard like Shaq coming off the bench, that at the end of the first half there, when they start coming back, he comes in, maybe settles things down with a three. Just how much is a luxury to have a veteran guy like that coming in and being able to set up?
Yeah, it's almost to the point now where, I'm cognizant of minutes a little bit, and who am I going to put in next, and who's the next sub, and we're going to have to work all that out. With the injury situation we've had, it wasn't as many decisions that we have to make in the game, but especially out front when we're fully healthy, we've got lots of different options, and we've got to continue figuring that out as we go forward. But I thought Shaq looked comfortable out there. I knew he would. He loved to see him knock down that open three. He got to the paint a couple of times. I thought there in the second half he had a couple of chances to get his hands on balls that he normally does, and for whatever reason he didn't, but it was nice to have him back.
Second row middle with Benjamin.
You guys were real balanced offensively tonight. 12 players played, 11 scored, and the only one who didn't was Stansbury, who just played the last minute or two. What does that say about the depth you have on this roster?
Yeah, it's something we've talked about since the spring. We wanted to build our depth. We wanted to have more scoring/shooting than we had in our first season. We wanted to have options and bodies and different ways to play. And I think, you always want more, but I thought, we did a decent enough job to establish that. I never dreamt that we'd have the injuries that we've had, et cetera, to be able to have that depth tested so early, but we have. And it's been so far so good. And hopefully the silver lining, 6-8 weeks from now will be, how much deeper with the quality of depth that we had because of all the experience and the minutes and some guys are getting that maybe they wouldn't have got if we didn't have the injuries.
Front row middle with David.
After North Alabama made a little close run at it there, the ball movement picked up, the defense picked up. Just seemed like everybody raised their intensity, particularly guys like Cam and DJ and others who've been around this before.
Yeah, I thought Cam started out the second half casual. I didn't think he had the right frame of mind to start the second half for whatever reason. He didn't have his energy, didn't have his bite. and it affected us. He made some silly plays. He didn't get after the ball. He wasn't disruptive, and then he was, and the game changed. And we certainly had some words about it, and, I'm glad that he responded. But, we've got to respect everyone we play and, the players, the coaches, the programs. And I felt like, we had a decent enough lead at halftime that some of the guys, weren't in the right mindset, which was disappointing. But I was glad to see them flip the switch a little bit.
Front row left on the end with Tanner.
Coach, Andrew has 9 tonight. Do you see him kind of settling in a bit more now that you've got these 3 games under your belt?
Yeah, I think so. He's getting more comfortable on the court and, his new surroundings, new role. He had a different role at Marshall, and he could shoot, almost any ball he wanted, and there was no consequences, where around here that's not the situation. We're trying to take our best shot and work together on offense and, just take shots that make sense for us. And there's definitely an adjustment period. And then just the defensive standard that we have, he's gotten way better on that end. Tonight he had some good ones, but then he just wouldn't finish the play. Like he'd guard him. And the last dribble he would quit with it, and he's just got to finish, each slide or each closeout or each possession, whatever the case may is. But at least from where I sit, he just looks a lot more comfortable, and I think people are starting to see, he's not a shooter. He's a player. He's crafty. He knows how to play. He's really good in ball screens. He's got unbelievable finishes around the basket that we can't take any credit for.
Chris, we saw them, cut the lead there to 3 early in the second half, and you got those double techs, and it seemed like you got a little fire in your team going there to close out the game. I guess, did you see it light a bit of a spark, and the intensity go up a bit from your team?
Again, from where I sat, what stuck out to me was Cam Matthews. Just his on ball, he's got a deflection, he got a dunk, and I'm glad he did it, but I was really disappointed with the first 4 or 5 minutes until he flipped that switch, because the intensity wasn't there. We didn't come out of the locker room breathing fire. We came out of the locker room like, the game was over, and certainly that's not what you're trying to do.
Danny P., go ahead.
Coach, now you go back on the road now and go up to the Hall of Fame Classic. Just what do you anticipate from that trip to Connecticut?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We need a day off. We'll end up playing 5 games in 12 days, and that's a lot. You think about the regular season or the SEC season, you're playing twice a week, so do the math. And that's a lot of games to start, because we didn't start on opening day. We had a 2-game gap. So we're going to play 5 games in 12 days, and you don't have a lot of downtime once the games started with how our schedule unfolded. So fortunately, we have a complete day off tomorrow, which everybody needs. Everybody needs a day away from the grind and take care of their business and get a little more refreshed. And then, we'll have a couple days to prepare for 2 games back to back. But, we're going to play for a championship. I'm sure every team that's in the tournament, the 4 teams that are there this year will all have the same mindset. It's going to be great competition. I can't wait to get up there and see how we compete and see how we handle the neutral sites and the size, right? The size will be different. It'll be Power 5 type size, Power 5 players, and I'm looking forward to the experience.
Paul, to Coach's right to wrap us up.
Maybe a small sample size for you to comment on this, but last year you had a point of emphasis and talked about it a lot, the defensive rebounding. It's 3 games, but your early impressions of this team and their defensive rebounding?
I still don't know where we're at completely. I thought the last game we weren't very good. Today we were okay. Against Arizona State, I think we were pretty good. But it's definitely an emphasis, because if you look at it number-wise, we ended up not being a very good defensive rebounding team last year. Our first shot defense, our creating turnovers, turning defense into offense, our effective field goal percent, our overall efficiency was pretty good. But our defensive rebounding, was a negative, and that's something we pride ourselves on. So we've really focused on that, and we're trying to get better at it. And I just believe that if we can get that shored up, we can be a better basketball team.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next
Appreciate
Tuesday.
it. Thank you.